This is TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And the State of the Saints podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Over 2 million men worldwide choose Manscaped for all their below-the-waist needs. For those that love the Lawnmower 3.0, well, I got news for you. The Manscaped engineering team has confirmed that they have successfully created the Lawnmower 4.0. The Lawnmower 4.0 gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. The new trimmer even allows you to customize your trim all through additional guards lengths, sizes 1 through 4. And looks-wise, it's sleek with a two-tone matte and gloss finish, even features a hot foil stamp, black chrome Manscaped logo. Show your more off loud and proud. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code STATEOFSAINTS, and you will save 20% off of the Lawnmower 4.0 as well as other Manscaped items. That's manscaped.com. Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And on this edition, we're going to be talking about the New Orleans Saints offense. And can the New Orleans Saints offense do enough to help the New Orleans Saints make a playoff push? And we're also going to be taking some of your questions and comments throughout the show. But I want to say thank you all, those that are filing into the chat, those that are watching live. Really do appreciate the love and support that you show here on the State of the Saints podcast. And, you know, this topic on this edition should be a surprise to absolutely nobody. I mean, it's been a topic of conversation over the last couple of days. I mean, the New Orleans Saints pitched a shutout versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the world champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, by a score of 9-0. It was 3 field goals that helped the New Orleans Saints win this football game, and it was very little offense shown by both teams. But one team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, has shown that they can actually put up points if they need to. The other team, the New Orleans Saints, has shown that points are few and far in between when it comes to the offense, and there are so many people that have their takes on why the Saints offense is not going the way that we all envisioned or pictured the offense to go. Some people are talking about lack of receivers, which is true. A lot of people are talking about the offensive line and not having right tackle, left tackle, Ryan Ramczyk, Teron Armstead, respectively. That's true. Some people are talking about the quarterback position and Taysom Hill not doing enough at the quarterback position to be able to go out there and play and put up points for the New Orleans Saints. And that's true. You know, if I had to say, can the New Orleans Saints offense help the New Orleans Saints make a push towards the playoffs, I'm going to say absolutely not. I think that this offense is not very good. I think anybody that's thinking that the offense is just going to come on and they're just going to light things up, I think they're sadly mistaken. This defense is going to have to play like they played on Sunday every single game down the stretch in order for the Saints to even have a chance at the playoffs. But we all see that the Vikings, they won their game on yesterday. And tonight, if you're watching the State of the Saints podcast on a Tuesday, you know that the Philadelphia Eagles that knocked off the Washington football team. So that means that both the Minnesota Vikings and Philadelphia Eagles are ahead of the Saints in the playoff race because a few tiebreakers that both teams have over the New Orleans Saints. But, the New Orleans Saints defense looks really, really good. Really impressed by what I've seen. Definitely feel like that was one of the best defensive performances in Saints history. You have to take into account who they played and, the guy that was under center for the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who is Tom Brady, a 7-time Super Bowl champion, and you held him on 2 different occasions without a touchdown. So the way I look at it, I just think that this defense is good, but this offense is really, really bad. And, some people, on social media, they all up in their feelings, they crying. They're talking about how I never have anything positive to say about Taysom Hill. All I got to say is I don't give a damn what you think. I don't wear my emotions on my sleeve. I'm not a true homer like some of y'all are. Some of you can't look past the Saints' imperfections. You expect for somebody to wave the pom-poms every single episode and talk about how great a football team is and talk about how good they're going to be and how we're going to win one for the Gipper and we're going to get them next time. This has never been a show like that. I would never be like that, and I don't care what you think. I just want to make that perfectly clear. I would actually, be honest with you, prefer that individuals like that don't even watch the State of the Saints podcast. If you are so in your feelings, if you're so, caught up and think that anything anybody says outside of, the Saints are the greatest thing since sliced toast bread, if you feel like that is the way that a person is supposed to show their fandom, then do your own damn show or find a show that does that. But you'll never get it here. The fact of the matter is this: Taysom Hill is not a good quarterback. He has 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's throwing the ball a little bit under 50%. The last game that he played, he had more completions to the grass than he did to actual receivers. And most people will say, well, he's 5-2. Well, what was that excuse when Jameis Winston was the quarterback? Because all I heard was Jameis 5-2, but everybody was waiting for the bottom to drop. But for some apparent reason, you have a lot of people out here that is willing to give Taysom Hill a pass, maybe because how hard he works. That's fine, but he's still not a good quarterback. He still can't throw the football. He's still inaccurate. His deep balls look like punts. And for some apparent reason, y'all really think that somebody you honestly believe in your minds that this dude is actually going to lead the Saints anywhere. You are wasting your damn time. The defense is going to have to play lights out, and they're going to have to run Alvin Kamara to the damn ground in order for the New Orleans Saints to even be in playoff contention when it's all said and done. I stand by that statement. I think Taysom Hill is a really good football player, really good athlete. I think that he should be on the Saints team. I think that he should be a part of the Saints going forward. I think that he is a good weapon to have. He's a good Swiss Army knife, but at the quarterback position, he is not good enough. I mean, it's just as simple as that. I'm sorry. As far as the offense, yes. Are the weapons around him terrible? Yes. They're not very good. All of those guys are pretty much practice squad guys. Most of the guys that are starting on the Saints at the wide receiver position probably be 3rd, 4th string wide receivers on other teams. But that still don't dismiss the fact that what I've seen from Taysom Hill over the last couple games has shown me that this dude is not good at the quarterback position. I mean, people are talking about his hand and talking about he has a finger injury, but this dude been throwing these same passes, throwing them over people's head and being inaccurate even before the thumb injury. So that's not even a good enough excuse for me. Cry me a river. So bad, so sad, whine and boo-hoo, and talk about how I just don't like Taysom Hill for some apparent reason. I can give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude is not very good. Okay, he's not very good. This offense is not very good, and I don't think you're going to see production at the quarterback position until sometime next year. Can the Saints win a couple games with Taysom Hill? Maybe. Can the Saints utilize Taysom Hill in certain ways to their advantage? Yes. But I don't trust Taysom Hill. If it was down to a nail biter, okay, if it was time for guys to go out there and sling that rock, right, go toe-to-toe with any quarterback, I don't feel like Taysom Hill can do it. Taysom Hill is one of those quarterbacks that have to play with a lead, and hope and pray, you know what I'm saying, that he doesn't make any mistakes. I mean, he hasn't been making mistakes over the last couple of weeks, but you're not going to win anything with that. I mean, don't even take my word for it. It's not just me saying this. It's not just me. There are several other people that's in the Saints Nation that have been echoing these same sentiments, but for some apparent reason, people just love themselves in Taysom Hill and can't differentiate Taysom Hill, the quarterback, versus Taysom Hill, the football player. So if you can't do that, I feel sorry for you. If you feel like that's serviceable quarterback play, I don't want to talk to you. I ain't got nothing else to say to you. I mean, if you're talking to me and trying to make an argument for Taysom Hill, you're just like one of them Skip Bayless type individuals that just want to sit up here and sound loud and talk about, oh man, Taysom Hill can be a really good quarterback just for shot take and being a contrarian, because that's the wave right now. But any person with a brain that understands football, that understands the way the X's and O's go, no, that ain't good quarterback play. Sorry. It ain't good wide receiver play either. It ain't good offensive line play, but it's just a bad offense all around. So let's go ahead and read some of these comments. Let's see. We're going to start with Annie. Not good at all. If the other team scored first, we're in trouble. Taysom is a trash quarterback, period. Let's just be honest about this. Let's just be real. How many of us, when we seen a score 6-0, we were just hoping that the Saints hit midfield where they can possibly kick a field goal with Brett Maher? Raise your hand. Just put a emoji, a raising hand emoji in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna raise my hand because y'all can actually see me. Okay, I was hoping they hit midfield because I knew for a fact they weren't gonna be able to score. I mean, that's how bad it is with this offense, man. That's just how bad it is. Charles said Taysom's best pass was to the Bucs defender. Luckily, the catch was as good as the Saints receiver. Look, no, I'm not gonna say that. The best pass he threw was the pass to Callaway in the first quarter. That probably was the best pass I ever seen Taysom Hill throw. That probably was the best pass. He dropped that thing in a bucket. Yeah, that pass looked like Drew Brees threw it. TJ is objective, factual, and realistic. No sugarcoating here. Is why I hope he gets my Dolphins content creator on his show. Look, man, I appreciate that. I really do. You know, some people, they get mad at me because they feel like, you know, they just get mad at me because I don't agree with what they're saying. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, because I look at the limitations in the midst of a victory. You know what I'm saying? I look at shortcomings. I address things like that. But look, I don't care, man. I know some of that has to do with the way that I approach things. And then there's other people that just hating because, you know what I'm saying, of how successful the State of the Saints podcast is becoming and how the great podcast that we all have made. I mean, look, I know that kind of come with the territory. People look at you and be like, what's so special about that person? I can do what they're doing, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that kind of stuff really don't bother me. What really bothers me the most is when individuals sit up here and wave their pom-poms and they just sit up here and just, you know, feel like, oh, I can't say anything bad about a team because that doesn't make me a real fan. You know, like that's just ridiculous. You know, I've been repping for the New Orleans Saints since I can remember, since I was sitting on my grandmother's floor, you know what I'm saying, playing with Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior with the WWE ring, watching Saints football. Okay, I got a lot of skins on the wall. So anybody that talk about me and talk about the Saints and talk about my loyalty and love for the Saints, I mean, you're just wasting your time, man. We ain't brand new to this. You know what I'm saying? We true to this. So I got room to talk. I know the squad. I walked the streets of New Orleans. I caught the RTA. I got bus tickets. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got the lunch. You feel me? I got the 10-cent transfer to connect from the St. Clair to the Franklin. We certified in these New Orleans streets. You feel me? So, I mean, we know what we talking about when it comes to the black and gold. Okay, we true over here. Okay, ain't no half stepping over here on this side. Okay, and we ain't sugarcoating in the process. That's what makes us who we are. Mark says, can Taysom Hill get us to the playoffs first round? Look, I think that it's going to take a Herculean effort from the defense, and it's going to take. Look, if the Saints play disciplined football like they did Sunday, if they don't turn the ball over, but it's like the Saints have to play basically mistake-free football in order for them to even make a run at this thing. Defensively, if they keep playing like this, hey, you know what I'm saying? But they're going to have to play mistake-free football. They can't afford to make mistakes. Hey, TJ, these Tampa fans talking how dirty the Saints players are, but they fail to recognize the Jameis Winston foul. Look, man, I'm gonna be real with you, Joseph. I don't care what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans have to say. Ain't nobody say no when Jameis Winston went down, when Devin White dirty tail horse collared that man and pulled this man back. And we all know what the real reason was, because they came out there with a game plan trying to play man coverage, and they didn't account for the fact of Jameis Winston running. So every time they went back there, they left the field wide open. Jameis Winston was eating these boys up, and they seen the writing on the wall, and they seen the inevitable. Jameis Winston was about to light their tails up, and Devin White, old dirty tail, decided to horse collar a guy. And I don't feel bad about saying that Devin White is a dirty player. I mentioned this before. I mean, we seen what he did to Deontay Harris in the playoffs when Deontay Harris was switching field on special teams. We seen what he did to Derek Carr, hitting this man in a helmet versus the Las Vegas Raiders a couple years ago. The dude is a dirty player. And not to mention what he did at LSU, all them personal foul penalties he had there. He say he played with passion. I say it's dirty. What I have to say is the Saints went out there. They played with a lot of passion and a lot of grit. Them boys went out there half-stepping. Them boys was out there head hunting. Them boys was out there being physical. And the fact of the matter is Tampa Bay just don't want to accept the fact that the Saints out-physical their team. They punched them in the mouth. They humbled them boys. And they made y'all realize that the New Orleans Saints have y'all numbered. Yeah, y'all the Super Bowl champions. And yeah, y'all won the Super Bowl. But realistically, the Saints are a better team than y'all. And that's just something that y'all just have to accept. They better coach than y'all. They better prepare than y'all. They make better adjustments than y'all. And the only thing that y'all have going, and what I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, is that once Tom Brady leaves, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to go back to obscurity. Why? Because their coaching staff is not good enough to compensate for the loss of a guy like Tom Brady. Tom Brady puts cologne on that musty body, which is Tampa Bay. Does Tampa Bay have a lot of talent? Absolutely. But let's just be real about this. The reason why that talent is staying there, the reason why you're able to keep Chris Godwin and not him going off to be an unrestricted free agent and signing with somebody else is strictly Tom freaking Brady. The fact that you get Leonard Fournette and sign him back is for Tom freaking Brady. The fact that Ndamukong Suh and Shaq Barrett and all these other guys try to sign back instead of going somewhere else, where Shaq Barrett is a two-time Super Bowl winning champion, and Ndamukong Suh, he already got a Super Bowl, so he can go out here and make more money. The reason why these guys stay here is because of Tom Brady, not because of the Tampa Bay organization, not because of what you all have to bring to the table, not because of your years of success. It's because of Tom Brady. These guys want to play with Tom. They feel like they have a better chance at winning a championship with Tom. And once Tom Brady hangs it up, all of those free agents that just feel like Tampa as of right now is a destination spot are going to find somewhere else to go, because realistically, the coaching staff is not good enough to be able to compensate once the great Tom Brady leaves that Tampa Bay organization. I know y'all want to be relevant. I know y'all want to feel like y'all can do something and be Super Bowl contenders once he leaves, but you are sadly mistaken. I'm not hating. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Look at the game versus the New Orleans Saints. They couldn't even make adjustments in that game. You go as Tom Brady goes. If Tom Brady goes out there and lights it up for 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, or what have you, it's going to be a good day. If Tom Brady struggles in any way, shape, or form, they don't know how to make those adjustments. I mean, it is what it is. TJ, so who should quarterback the Saints next week? Look, I think you need to stay with Taysom Hill. You got to stay with him, man, because look, he's out there right now. All right. And to me, I feel like this is a good thing. I honestly, I feel like this is a good thing. I feel like this is showing everybody in the Who Dat Nation, because we all know that the best quarterback on the team always seems to be the backup quarterback, because the backup quarterback isn't seen enough. So let him be out there. Let him go out there and throw the football around. Let him go out there and try to make the decisions that they need to make in order to execute the game plan. And we're all seeing right now that this guy ain't it. So once the Saints go out here, they bring back Jameis or get somebody else into the organization, nobody will be whining and boo-hooing. Well, maybe some of y'all, because y'all feel like Taysom Hill is beyond reproach. But the fact is, we know that you can go out here and get yourself somebody else, and he shouldn't feel bad about it because we have all this game on tape to prove that he's not the answer. So I say stay with him. Winston is our best quarterback for our future. He officially knows he is not a starter, but he appreciates showing encouragement of him. I mean, look, Hill is a good football player. I want him on my team. Okay, he plays with a lot of heart, a lot of passion. He's a great weapon to have. He's just not good at the quarterback position. Not week in, week out. Throwing a couple passes every now and then, yeah. Going out there consistently throwing the ball 25, 30 times a game, no, sir. As far as Jameis Winston, I just don't understand the scrutiny. That this guy gets. Everybody's holding what this dude did in Tampa, right? Everybody talking about this 30 for 30 thing. But they act as if these games that this dude played before he tore his ACL, like this dude wasn't being serviceable. Like this dude wasn't out here actually going out there executing and it wasn't being effective. You can honestly say the offense with the scrubs that they had at the wide receiver position, no pun intended, but compared to NFL starting wide receivers, they're scrubs, right? So he had these guys out there making plays. He had Callaway with deep passes. He had Deontay Harris looking like a deep threat. He had Adam Troutman out there looking like he know what he's doing a little bit. And you had Alvin Kamara catching the ball out of the backfield, running in between the tackles and being extremely effective. But nobody wants to pay attention to that because everybody's looking for the next best thing. Everybody looking at Aaron Rodgers. Everybody looking at Russell Wilson. I just feel like everybody's looking at these guys, but let's just put it into context here. Let's put it into context, man. Let's help us. Let's understand truly what the heck is going on here. In order for you to go out here and get guys like that, you got to shuck out $35 million a year in order to get that type of talent. Jameis Winston is not as horrible as people making him out to be. You can go to the playoffs with Jameis Winston. You can win a lot of games with Jameis Winston. People talk about the 30 for 30, but they don't talk about how Jameis Winston was rookie of the year. They don't talk about how he was a Pro Bowler. Nobody talked about any of those other stats he had before Bruce Arians came there and he threw them 30 for 30. It was serviceable stats that he had those years. But everybody act as if Jameis Winston only played 1 year football. And it's low-hanging fruit. And now it's like Saints fans, they look at those press clippings, they look at what was said about Jameis Winston, and now all of a sudden, oh, Jameis ain't good enough. Jameis ain't good enough because society told you he ain't good enough. Sports pundits told you he ain't good enough. I can name at least 15, 20 quarterbacks right now that's not as good as Jameis Winston is. Jameis Winston has the arm strength. Jameis Winston has the ability. He has the leadership that you need and want on a team. All he has to do is cut down on the turnovers. The dude had 14 touchdowns and 3 interceptions before he got hurt. I don't understand what more do you people want. I mean, you want a guy to go out there slinging it all over the place, throwing the ball 50 yards down the field. To who? To who? Who are you going to throw it to? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be real with this. You know, I just don't think that Jameis Winston was like people act like Jameis Winston had 15 interceptions and 2 touchdowns or something. The dude was really serviceable. And when we look back on the time when Jameis Winston was here, and in comparison to what we see right now at the wide receiver position, the fact that the New Orleans Saints was even getting to the 20s is a testament to how good Jameis Winston can be with some actual weapons, throwing to actual weapons on the field. I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. I really don't. T. Smitty, thank you very much for $5. Says, anyone noticed the media never said anything about the Saints' bad receiver group until Jameis got injured? Now they bring up bad receiver group. Yeah, you know, that's look, all I know is Jameis Winston is low-hanging fruit. And some of us just fall for a hook, line, and sinker because most of us actually look at Jameis Winston for 2 reasons. We looked at him, 1, to make a mistake, and number 2, make a big enough mistake for our guy Taysom Hill to show up. Yeah, I mean, it's just as simple as that. No, I feel like very few people really critiqued Jameis Winston fairly. They objectively analyzed this dude play. Everybody was waiting for this dude to mess up. Everybody was waiting for the 3-4 interception game that can just prove that he just not the guy. The dude, to me, showed that he can improve. Every single week I seen Jameis Winston play, he never really made the same mistake twice. I mean, I don't understand what people want. That's the whole thing. What you want from a quarterback is for him to learn, watch the film, and make those corrections. And I seen this dude like making corrections. I seen him, you know what I'm saying, going out. The reason why Jameis Winston is hurt right now is because he turned the corner. Jameis Winston wasn't looking to run and scramble out of the pocket. He was taking what the defense actually gave him. You know what I'm saying? He was taking it. You know what I'm saying? They were playing man coverage. The field was wide open. He was sliding, getting extra 10, 12 yards a clip. You know what I'm saying? That was a time where he probably would have stood in the pocket and forced the issue. It's things like that that shows you that this guy can improve. But nobody pays attention to that. 30 for 30, 30 for 30. Jameis ain't it. Jameis ain't it. I just don't understand what these people are looking at. I really don't. I don't understand. Look, for the price that Jameis Winston is worth, for the talent that he possesses, I feel like the Saints are getting one hell of a deal. I mean, it just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. OG, don't acknowledge me no more. That says Josh. Malcolm says, I second that. Like the video peeps. Appreciate that, man. Tower says, yeah, because they don't think what they did to Winston was dirty. Last time I checked, what Devin White did not only was illegal, it drew a penalty, and he was fined $25,000 for 2 different dirty plays. What PJ did was completely legal, and when Fournette got hurt, that was his fault, trying to get extra yards. And Evans been dealing with hamstring injuries all the time, so miss me with that. Next. Tyra, I mean, drop the mic on that because you definitely said a mouthful. I mean, look, they can talk about dirty plays all they want to. Look, Leonard Fournette has always been an aggressive runner. We seen the video when he was playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think he was running down the field, and he could have easily tried to avoid the cornerback, but instead he actually told the cornerback to come on so he can collide with the guy. So he's always looking for that extra level of punishment. He was fighting for extra yards, and he got helicoptered. Okay, he was trying to show how tough he was. He was trying to show that those hits didn't faze him. Okay, that the play with PJ Williams, I mean, it was a fair play. It was just a fair play. Look, the only reason why everybody feeling that way is because the same reason why the Saints felt the way when Jameis Winston went down. Okay, because Chris Godwin led the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this season in reception. Dude was one of the most valuable assets on the team. All right, and now he's hurt. Well, newsflash, turnabout. Some people would say is fair play. The most important player on the Saints team offensively was Jameis Winston. He was the signal caller. So now they're getting mad at that. Well, imagine how Saints fans been feeling over the last couple of weeks. They've been laughing at the Saints' misfortunes. They've been laughing at the fact that the Saints don't have a quarterback. They've been laughing at the fact that the Saints have lost 5 games in a row. I mean, it's funny. It's all fun and games until it actually happened to you. Now all of a sudden you want to blame everybody. It was a legal hit. It is what it is. I'm sorry that it happened to Chris Godwin. I feel bad that the man actually signed a 1-year deal, and now he's going to be dealing with an ACL injury before he actually got paid. I feel bad for that guy. But that's football. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, but that's just the game that you play, and that's the way the ball bounces sometimes. Sorry. The excuses from the media about the Saints versus Buccaneers is insane. Look, I don't care about what the media talking about, man. All the media want to do is try to disguise the imperfections and the sorry play of Tom Brady. Tom Brady was a deer in headlights. I mean, he just didn't have an answer at that particular time. You know it, I know it. They can say whatever they want to say. They can talk about, oh, he didn't have any weapons. Man, those guys played in the game. The Saints still goose-egged them boys when Chris Godwin was in the game. The Saints goose-egged them boys when Leonard Fournette was in the game. They goose-egged them boys when Mike Evans was in the game. There's absolutely no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. Okay, the Saints was dominating that game when those guys were there. So miss me with that stuff about Brady didn't have no weapons. Brady lost the last line of defense late into the third quarter when Leonard Fournette went out with a hamstring injury. You still had players. And I bet you any Saints fan right now, the second wave of wide receivers that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have and tight ends, Cameron Brate. Would you take Cameron Brate over any tight end that we got right now? I'm pretty sure you would. OJ Howard, would you take him over any of these tight ends we have right now? I'm pretty sure you would. Scotty Miller, would you take him over any of these receivers that we got right now? Absolutely. The wide receiver out of Minnesota, the second year guy, would you take him over Traquan Smith? I would. So miss me with that stuff about, they didn't have any weapons. Their second line of defense is still better than any one of the wide receivers the Saints had on the field. So I mean, everybody talking about, the guy ain't good enough and they ain't have enough players, but they weren't saying anything when that wide receiver that I mentioned out of Minnesota, they ain't saying anything when he caught that big catch on third down to sustain the drive to help the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Saints in the divisional round. But now all of a sudden, he not good enough. Everybody talking about he ain't good enough now. Nobody was talking about Scotty Miller when he caught that pass in the back of the end zone in the NFC Championship game. But Scotty Miller, he too small now, right? But he was big time in the NFC Championship game. They like to move the goalpost in order to try to make seem like Brady's imperfections are always, somebody else's fault. The reality is this. The New Orleans Saints dominated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They dominated them when they had their starters in the game. They dominated them when those starters left the game. It's just as simple as that. So miss me with this stuff about Tom Brady, and Tom Brady didn't have no weapons. You know who really don't have no weapons? The New Orleans Saints. Can you talk about the fact that they didn't have their starting left tackle? Can you talk about how they didn't have their starting star wide receiver? Can you talk about how they didn't have their starting guard? Can you talk about how they didn't have their starting right tackle? Can you talk about that? Can you talk about they didn't have their leading receiver and Deontay Harris? Can you talk about that? No, they're not going to talk about those things. Why? Because you got to make Tom Brady look more, like look like he was behind the 8-ball more. This whole Sunday night football game was designed for them to sing the praises of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. They thought Tom Brady was going to go out there on Sunday night, dominate the Saints. They were not going to make any excuses. Made it seem like the Saints had Breeze on the sideline and an offense from 2008. And they thought, they was going to let Tom Brady go out there and elevate everything that he did. But the Saints had other plans. They came out there. They dominated Tampa Bay on national television. And now all those people that made them opening credits talking about how people were jealous of Brady and they made this big old promo about how Tom Brady was about to take over the division, this, that, and the third. They was ready to crown the man. But the Saints said, hell no. So they know what they was doing, man. But they felt stupid. Because they watched the Saints on Thursday night versus the Buffalo Bills. They saw them on Thursday night versus the Cowboys. And it was like, man, wow, man, if Josh Allen did that to the Saints, if Dak Prescott and the Cowboys did that to the Saints, Brady, we're going to put him on there. They're going to win. They're going to win the NFC South. We're going to bring the shirts out, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great ratings. And he got his ass whooped. That's what happened. That's what happened. These New Orleans streets. Thank you very much for $2. Says we done certified TJ a long time ago. Thank you very much, New Orleans streets. You're absolutely right. I'm certified New Orleans right here. Ain't no half stepping over here. Let's see. Taysom will prove y'all wrong. The only way Taysom will prove us wrong if Taysom Hill goes out there and he channels his inner Drew Brees. I feel so sorry for some of y'all, man. That really y'all just feel like Taysom Hill gonna be Drew Brees. The dude is not a good quarterback, man. I'm sorry. Dude is not good. He's not good, man. I don't know why. I don't know what make y'all think Taysom Hill is so special. Like I like Taysom Hill, I really do, but I don't understand why y'all feel like this dude is so special at the quarterback position. I really don't. I'm like, I don't know what y'all be looking at. I really don't. I don't see it. I don't understand it. I can't comprehend it. Like, I want to put this into context. I want to put this into context, right? Taysom Hill. Okay. Taysom Hill. 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Okay. How many games did Taysom Hill start? What he started? What? This is like his third straight game he started, right? He started with the Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken. Cowboys, Jets, Bucks. This guy has 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. There's a quarterback over for the Baltimore Ravens. This dude played in one game. Hundley played in one game and has more touchdown passes than Taysom Hill has in 3 games. I want y'all to understand that. And this dude right here is a dual threat quarterback, just like Taysom Hill. Just like Taysom Hill. This man went out here in one game, threw for 4 touchdowns, ran for 1, 5 total touchdowns. This dude have more touchdowns in one game than Taysom Hill has in 3. What is wrong with you people? Like, seriously, what is wrong with you people? I don't understand that. You got quarterbacks coming off the bench from the streets and performing better than Taysom Hill is. I don't get it. I don't understand it. What are y'all actually seeing? What are y'all seeing? And don't miss me with that stuff about, Baltimore got weapons. Baltimore got Mark Andrews and everybody else. You can talk about Hollywood Brown, but he ain't setting the world on fire. This man going out there and got Mark Andrews, the tight end, out there and going out there throwing for 4 touchdowns. And don't tell me that stuff, man. Baltimore is decimated with injuries just like the Saints. This man got 4 touchdowns. This man got more touchdowns in one game than Taysom Hill having 3. Like, where's this? What? My goodness. I don't understand it. I don't understand. What is really going on here, man? What are we doing? What are we doing, man? I'm gonna stroll down a little bit. Gotta thank Tim for the $10. Say, yo, TJ, what up, man? Prayers for you and your family, but I think I might get the picture of CJ standing in front of Tom on a t-shirt. That picture tells you everything about the Saints. We don't lie down. Yeah, man, that's definitely gonna be like one of those New Orleans Saints monumental pictures. They're gonna probably be up there, with the Dome Patrol picture outside the Superdome. Let's see. 504 say, I just got here, TJ, going in. Yeah, man, look, I'm just being real. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand the angle. I don't understand how people just sit up here and just try to justify this dude playing a quarterback position at the lowest level. Okay, I mean, not at a high level, at a low level. And we watching guys come off the street and put up better yards and touchdowns than this dude. Even an announcer was saying, man, you have time. You protected. Step up and throw the ball. Help us understand why y'all like Taysom Hill so much at quarterback. He is not a quarterback. Please stop with this narrative. Please stop. He's a quarterback only by position, right? I mean, look, if you need him to throw a couple passes on a trick play, he can do it. But consistently 35, 40 passes, nah. 2 of the 3 games. Hill isn't a quarterback. Preach on it, TJ. Brother Elite was popping and was flocking player. Chris says, do you think it's better to put Trevor Simeon back in and let Taysom do his gadget role because they both suck at quarterback? Chris, look, I think you just need to leave Taysom out there. Leave him out here. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Leave him out there. Let get as much film on him as possible. Okay, don't yank the chain. Don't yank it. Let him go out there and keep on playing. It's justifying what a lot of us in the Who That Nation know, and giving the coaching staff a better look for when they go out here and they re-sign Jameis or they get somebody else. He can't say anything about it because they gave him opportunity and he didn't rise to the occasion. He didn't. Taysom has AK, who is better than Andrews, but he can't get the ball except when he hands it off. I don't think people understand you would be happy if Taysom could be a good or great quarterback. Look, I want him to be a good, you know what I'm saying, good or great quarterback, but he not. Like, I don't take, like, people think I take pride in saying this. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't take pride in saying this. I'm a Saints fan. That's what a lot of people are forgetting. I am a Saints fan. Okay. Watching these guys play and win football games makes me feel good. Why in the world would I want this dude to fail? If he fails, the team fails. Why would I want him to fail? I don't want him to fail. I want him to succeed. But what I'm saying is he can't at the quarterback position. He can't. Look, even if, like, I promise you, man, real talk, if Michael Thomas was out there, if he had Mike T out there, I still don't believe that this dude could effectively be a really good quarterback. I'm serious. If Michael Thomas was starting on his team, no injuries, no nothing, I still feel like he can effectively be a good quarterback. And I mean that. It's rather you have it or you don't. And I've watched this dude since he got with the Saints. I've watched this dude take every snap in a Saints uniform. Anytime Taysom, I'm talking about from preseason to the regular season, I've seen him take snaps. I don't get it. Y'all let that Steve Young narrative go to y'all head. Well, Sean Payton said that he can be the next Steve Young. Steve Young. Now all of a sudden, like, now it's like y'all looking for Steve Young. Steve Young ain't walking through that door. Ain't nothing about Taysom Hill remind me of Steve Young, except for the fact that he went to Brigham Young. That's the only thing they got in common. That's the only thing. Maybe he's seen tendencies. Maybe. Okay, maybe I don't know. But man, I don't see Steve Young. I don't see Steve Young unless I'm watching Monday Night Football and it's in a Superdome. That's the only time I see Steve Young, because I damn sure don't look. I'm old enough to appreciate Steve Young. I remember when Steve Young took over from Joe Montana. I mean, I was old enough to remember that. I remember Steve Young in his prime. Nothing, and I mean nothing, about Taysom Hill reminds me of Steve Young. Not a thing at all. At all. One thing I can say about our team, when the league thinks they're going to serve our Saints a notice, and trust me, they treat us like we the child in the family that's ridiculously talented, but not the cute one that spends money on and believes in. Yeah, I feel that way. It's like every time, the Saints come on primetime television, they're quick to bring up all the losing teams the Saints had in the past. They always bringing that up, but when you talk about the Rams or anything like that, they don't really talk about the Rams and how they struggled in St. Louis. When they talk about the Raiders, they don't be talking about how the Raiders struggled in Los Angeles and Oakland. But they always seem to talk about the Saints being a snake bit franchise that's not good enough. And that's the narrative they try to run with, because the New Orleans Saints, in my opinion, they don't match up. They don't meet the NFL status quo. They don't like the fact that the New Orleans Saints slapping around their prized possession Tom Brady. They don't like that. They don't like the New Orleans Saints winning against quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, beating coaches like Bill Belichick. They don't like that kind of stuff, man. This lowly franchise, very small media market, and probably don't generate as much attention as some of these larger markets. They don't want to see us around this thing beating up on some of these big market teams. They want to see us lose. They want to see us at the back of the line. They want to see us out of playoff contention. They want to see us, not being talked about and not worth the press clippings. More press clippings for the Packers. More press clippings for the Eagles. More press clippings for the Patriots and Cowboys. They don't want to talk about the Saints, and they damn sure don't want to see the Saints dominating and beating up on teams that they put way up here. Because what they did back in 1972, they don't want to see that, man. But it's too damn bad. because the New Orleans Saints are a good football team. And you know what I'm saying? They solid across the board, well coached. And I just think that if the Saints can get a couple pieces on the offense and they keep this some of the nucleus of their defense together, then I think you're gonna have a really good football team in the near future. Well, in the future, I should say. I like Taysom, but he's a poor sport on the low. Go back and watch the film, TJ, when Simeon was the quarterback. Yeah, we needed a spark, but watch his play. He was missing blocks and not giving his best effort. If we talk about Trevor Simeon, I think Trevor Simeon is a solid backup quarterback. I think Trevor Simeon, to me, if your starting quarterback is out 2 games, he can come up in there. You probably can be serviceable, but he's not a guy that that you can just give the keys to and just to take over for a long period of time. I just think that the bottom fell out because he started to get worse and worse every single week, and that usually happens with backup quarterbacks. You can't say someone ain't good if they don't have no one to throw the ball to. Man, look, I can say whatever I want because I seen this dude play when the Saints actually had some talent out there. Yeah, you forgetting that, aren't you? You forgetting I seen this dude play when they played against the Denver Broncos, right? And this dude out there throwing the ball in triple coverage. You forgot that, didn't you? Forgot the fact that I seen this dude play against the Philadelphia Eagles last year, right? So we can talk about this dude this year. We can talk about that. That's fine. But we got to go back to last year, too, when this dude wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? When I seen him play against the Eagles and I seen him play against the Denver Broncos team that didn't even have a quarterback. So this isn't something that I'm just saying over 3 games. I'm talking about the totality of the situation. I'm talking about the entire picture. I'm talking about going back to preseason games. I'm talking about going back to regular season games. Nothing about Taysom Hill I have seen last year or this year tells me that this dude is good enough. So this isn't just me talking about these 3 weeks. See, y'all use that as an excuse. And don't say, oh, man, well, last year they didn't have nothing. The Saints, what was their record last year? Right? They won in the freaking division. And Taysom Hill started in 4 games in there. And in 2 of those games, he looked absolutely trash. And he played against 2 games versus the Falcons. And we all know them boys couldn't stop traffic with a stop sign. So miss me with this stuff and stop making excuses for this dude. Stop making excuses. It's amazing how many excuses we can come up with. But we was throwing Jameis Winston to the freaking wolves. I ain't hear nobody saying, man, look who he throwing to. I ain't hear none of that. Jameis ain't the answer. Ain't nobody say this. But Taysom Hill gets the benefit of the doubt. My goodness. But ain't nobody saying that. Everybody was talking about this man throwing an interception. You know what I'm saying? He ain't it. He ain't the quarterback of the future. Y'all wasting y'all time. But nobody made the excuse for him. But for Taysom, man, he ain't got nobody to throw to. Taysom Hill can have Michael Thomas on one side, CeeDee Lamb on the other, and he still wouldn't be out there, you know what I'm saying, playing at a high level. That's just my honest opinion. How many, like, come on, man. Go back and watch the tape. All I'm saying is go back and watch the tape. Okay? Go back and watch the tape. I don't even have to. I got the tape to justify what I'm saying. Go watch the tape. That's all I gotta say. Bruh, y'all white people gotta stop. I can't say that. I can't put that on there. He almost threw a pick Sunday night in triple coverage. They told TJ, you can't say that. Watch your mouth, fam. Man, you didn't open a can of worms, son. Yeah. Let's see. TJ, do you think that it's too late in the season, being we're in a fight for a seeding, for hopes the spot to give Ian Book a shot? Yeah, I don't think you're going to see Ian Book this season, man. I think the Saints still feel like they can get it. So I don't feel like you're going to see Ian Book. Ian Book can't even get dressed. TJ, all the media is doing after we beat the Buccaneers and making excuses for Tampa injuries. Yeah, let them talk, you know, but we know the truth. We know the truth, folks. Come on, man. We know the truth. Damian says, hey, TJ, if we finish the season 10-7 and don't go make the playoffs, would it be a big what if we made it great as this defense was? Also, would it be still be considered a successful season? Yeah. If the Saints go over 500, this is a successful season because of all the things that they actually endured. It would be a successful season. So yes, I do feel that way. Some teams, if they were to go through this situation, they would not have a winning record. Okay, they'll be down there where the Lions at or something. But this is a prideful team, and that's why I have a lot of love and respect for this football team. They want him to be the great white hope. I don't even think it's that, man. I see some brothers going hard for Taysom Hill. So I can't even just say it's the great white hope thing. I just delusional. This reminds me of when Miami had Tannehill and the fan base made excuses upon excuses, not comparing Tannehill to and Hill. But both quarterbacks reached their ceiling from the near get-go, no more. Well, Ryan Tannehill is out there, salvaging his career because of Derrick Henry and the play action game. And we see now what's going on, now that Derrick Henry is out. We all know that Derrick Henry is a straw that stirs the drink offensively for the Tennessee Titans. And now that Ryan Tannehill is asked to be a drop back passer and the element of the running game isn't a big issue or a big factor as it once was, we see that this guy's being exposed. Xavier says, you know why they want Taysom, the great white hope. Oh, we could always watch Eric Brooks play Jameis Winston 10 times better than Eric Brooks. Look, man, I like Jameis Winston. I think Jameis Winston can be a really good quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. I really do. I may fall. Look, and if you don't agree with that, I guarantee you agree with Jameis Winston being better than Taysom Hill. I bet you nobody, even the biggest Taysom Hill supporter, ain't gonna say that. There's not a person in a right mind that will say that Taysom Hill is a better quarterback than Jameis Winston. If you do, get yourself checked. We need to use both quarterbacks. Let Taysom do the RPO stuff and let Simeon do the straight passing. Taysom Hill deep balls look like putts. That's what I'll say. Taysom and upgraded Tebow. I heard a lot of people comparing him to Tim Tebow, though. They act like Jameis was playing like Nathan Peterman. Exactly. That's what I don't understand. Like, what was this man just doing that was just god awful? I don't understand it. Let's see who that TJ currently at work. What's going on, Hoodie Jupe? Thank you for stopping by. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the man channel. Hoodie Jupe, youtube.com. Search Hoodie Jupe, man. He talks Saints and man, he really go hard for his community and really go hard for the Who Dat Nation, man. So y'all make sure y'all check him out. Defense and special teams will have to be great the rest of the season for us to have a chance. And you got to pretty much play mistake-free football. You got to play mistake-free. Chemo giving a shout out to Hoodie Jew, man. Yeah, a lot of individuals, man. They getting on board, man, with Hoodie Jew, man, which is a good thing. Y'all make sure y'all support that brother, man. He out here doing some great things. Jeremiah says, ignore the fake sports media. Say about our team. Going to beat the Succaneers on Sunday Night Football. Keep talk that talk. Let them walk that walk. Ignore the quarterback soft like a soft cornbread, Tom Shady Brady, and rest of all of them. Just move on to the next game against Miami Dolphins on Monday night at the Dome. For real, TJ, we're sweeping them 2 straight years. Yeah, we swept them, man. We swept them. Haven't beaten us in a couple years in the regular season. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm already moved on. My thing is focusing on, them trying to make that playoff push. Is it possible? Look at the 49ers last year with the injuries. They had the second pick in the draft coming off a Super Bowl appearance. Yeah, that's a good point. And like I said, that's a testament to how good a coaching staff and a team actually is. Taysom would make a far better tight end than Tebow. I agree with that. That's because Taysom wasn't afraid to play tight end early in his career. If Tebow would have decided to do that back then, maybe he would have been in the league and got a couple contracts too. They not in their right mind. Xavier says, so why do you think they won't let Jameis be great? Because they pay attention to what the narrative already been about him. Some of us aren't, some of us are not, I don't want to say not smart enough, but some of us really cannot differentiate or understand fully what the media tries to do. Some of us fall for it hook, line, and sinker. Seriously, hook, line, and sinker. Like we just buy anything that the media tells us, and we run with it, and we don't even try to do observation of our own. I mean, that's one thing that bothers me. Like when we feel like we know a person before they even hit the room. A lot of us felt like we already had Jameis figured out before he even put on the Saints uniform. Some of us end up changing our minds about Jameis, and some of us, he will never change their minds. But one thing I do know is I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I'm not ready to criticize anybody. I do my due diligence, and I don't sit up here and just talk about people for the simple fact of talking about them. I let it play out before I actually come through with some type of dialogue, monologue about any of the people that I criticize, because I tread softly. I just do that because I want to give people a fair shot. I give them a large enough sample size for me to feel, to give an honest and true opinion about the topic. Some of us don't do that. Some of us feel like our allegiance and our love is conjoined with criticism. What up, TJ? I think the Saints should be able to get some rushing yards against the Dolphins' defensive line. They're not as stout as Tampa. Well, they got to do something, man. I mean, Alvin Kamara, what he had, 18 yards rushing. I mean, it just wasn't good. And he was extremely frustrated at the end of the game because of the offensive line and the blocking. They can't have another outing like that. You got away with it last week versus Tampa. You gotta get 41 involved. And Mark Ingram. Hey, TJ, me personally on the Sean Payton, Aaron Brooks probably would have been a beast, my opinion. I don't know. Maybe. Jim Haslett was a defensive coach. I want to say Mike McCarthy was the offensive coordinator at that time, if I'm not mistaken. I just think that it was just a bad match in heaven. Aaron Brooks, I mean, he forever will be the first quarterback to lead the Saints to a playoff win. So I'm not the biggest Aaron Brooks fan, as y'all know, but I give him credit for that. I really hope that we can keep this defense intact for the next season, because with the right offensive pieces, who knows? Yeah, man, it's crazy, right? That we waited all these years for the Saints to have a defense because of Drew Brees. Drew Brees putting up all these, out of this world numbers, but the Saints never had a defense, couldn't stop nobody. Now the defense is like really good, and the offense can't put up points. Crazy. Them boys did a complete flip. Let's see. Yo Hoodie Jew, congrats to you set on having a collab with the Saints content creators tomorrow. Should be a great show. Yeah, man. Shouts out to you, man. Let's see. Shouts out to him, man. Doing good things over there on the channel, man. I'm telling you, don't sleep on him, man. Drew Brees was the only one that picked the Saints to win, and they did. Yeah, he's like, I ain't about to make the same mistake y'all is. I'm going to go with the Saints, and he did. Pat, thank you very much for the $2. Says, can we still win the division? Tampa would have to really, they would have to collapse. If they win one more game, then they win the division. Because the Saints can't get to 11 games, so they have to win one more game. They can win the division this week. Hoodie Jules, thank you very much for the $9.99. Said, hey, TJ, I appreciate the shout-out, and only I know God watches over me right now, man. Reached over 400 subs, and last night I got offered to collab with some other YouTubers for the Dolphins 12-23. Man, that's great, man. Congratulations to you, Hoodie Jube. And, yeah, man, just keep up the good work and, keep on pushing forward, man. You have some good things going ahead. And, all you got to do is just stay consistent, put God first, and just have that drive, man. Just always remember what you're doing it for and the love that you have for it. Never lose that, man. So congratulations to you. Ramsey says, who that TJ? Always enjoy the show. My wife and I are going to our first Saints game Monday night when we play the Dolphins. Please, no letdowns. Well, I want to say my big brother EJ, he said something about going to the game. His birthday is actually on that Monday, man. So he talked about wanting to, go to the Saints game. So I don't know if he got tickets or not, but he said talked about going to the game, man. So congratulations to you and your wife. I hope y'all have a good time, and I hope the black and gold give you all a victory at your first live game. Josh, thank you very much for the $2. Says it's going to be the Packers this year. Wouldn't surprise me. Long as it's not the Cowboys, man. I'm at, bro. If I see a Cowboys Super Bowl, I might be sick. I'm serious, man. I would be sick. TJ, some of who that forgot Jameis was 5-2 before the injury. He put in the work with less talent. He really wants to be a Saint. So imagine him with a loaded offense. He was changing the narrative. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's get this man a chance. He would change the narrative with that wide receiver corp that he had. So give him opportunity to go out there and change the narrative. But I want to take this moment to thank a sponsor for the State of the Saints podcast, which is LinkedIn Talent Solutions. It says these days, it can be hard to find and hire the right candidates for your small business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs made it easier to find people that want to talk to you and work for you really fast. Okay, this LinkedIn Talent Solutions is free. Create a job posting in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach a network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience and use screening questions to get the roles in front of only the most qualified. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hiring versus leading competitors. So you make sure that you go to linkedin.com. It's very fast and very simple. You use the /SOTS. That's linkedin.com/SOTS, and go ahead and submit for some quality talent that can come your way, man, for some of your small businesses out there. So LinkedIn Jobs. I mean, some of us out here, we're always looking for people, for our little small businesses. LinkedIn is the place to go. LinkedIn Talent Solutions. So thank them. They're sponsoring the State of the Saints podcast for the month of December. So shouts out to them doing really good things. LinkedIn Talent Solutions. All right, I'm gonna take a few more, and then we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Josh says, TJ, you gotta admit Jerry Jones is the man. Yeah, he the man. He the man that keeps his team in the limelight, even though they ain't did nothing since Family Matters was having new episodes. But hey, Tyra says everybody wear black for the game on Monday. Black out the dome. Yeah, I heard about that. Piano Dean says Aaron Brooks could throw a damn pretty ball, but once he got his money, he just didn't care. If he threw a pick, he laughed about it instead of getting ticked. Yeah, yeah, man, all that smiling. Nah, I ain't like that. Out there looking like Louis Armstrong. Shoot, man. Like, I didn't know if I was looking at Aaron Brooks or Satchmo, but I don't know, man. I'm just not the biggest fan. Brady got 4 legit wide receivers, 3 legit tight ends, and 2 really good running backs. If we just give Jameis that, we will go to the NFC Championship at the least with this defense. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Josh says everyone tried to get TJ to play the Hell No song. The Hell No song. Do I still have that on here? I think I might have took it off. Let me see. Do I still? No, I have it right here. It's right here.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the
no. Let's see. TJ, I really think Sean Payton will go out and get some outstanding offensive weapons through the draft and free agents this offseason. he sees the same thing we've seen this season. I hope so. My goodness, do I hope so? But no, it says a lot. Let me see. A lot we not agree with. A lot may not agree with me. I'm trying to dress this up, but I hope to get a good draft pick, even if it means we lose some more games. I don't look what the Saints need, Bernard. I don't think it requires you to be losing any games. I don't. I think that you can get a quality wide receiver, good offensive lineman, good tight end, like picking in 19, 20. You know, I really do. Y'all already whooped the Packers nachos. Let me see. What are your thoughts on Pete Carmichael play calling? Thought it was really good in the first quarter. And I like how he tapered off and realized that his offense sucked around the third quarter. I think it was a masterful job. All right. You know, like went out there, was aggressive in the first quarter, got Tampa off their game. They probably thought that they was just gonna be stacking a box. But you know, when Taysom started throwing over their head, they shocked them. So I like the play call in the first quarter. And I like the fact he realized that Taysom Hill was his quarterback and he wasn't going to win the game throwing the ball in the third quarter. So outstanding job by Pete Carmichael. That's my saying when the Saints are making the playoffs. Hell to the no. I hate the Panthers, but boy, I'm hoping they knock off Tampa because, as we already know, any given Sunday. Yeah, that's right. Well, let me see. Yeah, like I said, they would have to lose out if I'm not mistaken. Like Tampa would have to lose out, and the Saints would have to win out in order for the Saints to win the division. And I don't see that happening. I think they're gonna win the division next week. Do you think if Sean was here, we would have lost? No, I don't. I think the game would have went different, but I don't think they would have lost. But I do think that Sean complicates things at times. Like he always feels like he's the smartest man in the room. In most cases, when it comes to football, he is. But I do think that Sean Payton outthinks himself sometimes, and that's what caused the Saints to lose the game. You don't have to go for it on fourth down, like late, deep in your territory in the first quarter. Come on, man. Just kick the damn field goal. Sometimes I just feel like he outthinks himself. I'll take Shaq at quarterback at this point. Man, I'll take Blake Bortles. Man, I'll take Blaine Gabbert as of right now. Merry Christmas, Mr. Jerry, and the SOTS family. Charles, Merry Christmas to you too, man. Merry Christmas to everyone, their families. Hope everybody's safe out there. It's a little chilly out here in South Carolina, man. The temperature drop is like in the 30s here tonight. But man, real talk, man. I want to say I appreciate everybody for supporting the State of the Saints podcast. Those that have been supporting the State of the Saints podcast since day one. I really do appreciate everybody, even the ones that just found out about the show. If this is your first time listening, your second time, your 10th time, or whatever. I really do appreciate you all. I really do appreciate your support. We really worked hard to make this show what it is. You know, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get to this particular point where we're at. For us to consistently put out content, we had an opportunity to talk to some really great people and going to continue to talk to some great people in the future, man. 2022, we're marching towards, man. I got a lot of big projects that are in the works that I'm working on really, really soon. I'm going to be happy to present some of that stuff to you all. But the State of the Saints podcast, I mean, I got a lot of things on the horizon that I'm working on to try to expand the State of the Saints brand or the SOTS brand. Really going to be doing some things and really want to be able to, really put the word out there. Really want to focus on sports, all areas of sports, and also just, get some other things going. So 2022, I got some great projects on the horizon. Got some great, some great apparel and stuff like that I want to come out with. I mean, we're going to really be pushing forward in 2022. All right. So blessed enough to get the opportunities to be able to do some things. And I'm really excited about 2022. I really am. Shout out to JSU. Yeah, shouts out to JSU, man. Had a really good season. Then ended up winning the Celebration Bowl. Shouts out to South Carolina State with the upset. But Jackson State really laid the groundwork, man. I'm looking forward to what they're going to do this this coming season, man. They stepped their game up. A lot of SWAC schools, HBCU stepped their game up, and people realize now that HBCU has talent at these schools. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of these brothers go to the draft on a regular and not just an anomaly. Latasha says AK didn't look happy yesterday. He don't trust Hill at quarterback. I agree with that. Chemo says TJ is a real one. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Cream of Wheat Jones. TJ, what would it take for Sean to bench Hill and go back to Trevor? I don't see that happening. Damian said, awesome, TJ. I've been around 2 years and some change is still here growing with your fellas. My fellow New Orleanian, by the way, how that gym been treating you lately? I haven't been in the gym in quite some time, man. Not since I got, been working at the radio station, man, new responsibilities. I haven't really been, doing that. Hopefully I can be able to get back in it, but I'm constantly working, constantly trying to be a father and trying to do all these other things. So I want to get back to it. But the good thing about it is, man, I got some gym equipment in my house, and I want to continue to add to it. So I want to try to get probably a exercise bike up in here. I got a treadmill. Want to get a little bit more weights that I have here for bench pressing. So I really don't have to go to the gym now. I actually have like a part in my house that I have like gym equipment in. So it's just a matter of just, applying myself and consistently going. Is Mark Ingram back from COVID? Yeah, Mark Ingram played in the game. He played Sunday, just didn't do too much of nothing. Appreciate you, TJ. Be kind. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And thank you for tuning in to the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you all so much. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com. Search The State of the Saints podcast. Facebook.com. Search The State of the Saints podcast. Previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, and also on a Pigskin Podcast Network, as y'all can see right there. You know what I'm saying? The Pigskin Podcast Network is available. And it's not just for, Saints fans. So if you a fan of any other team, all 32 teams are represented on the Pigskin Podcast Network. All great podcasts that are available for you. But the Pigskin Podcast Network is a home of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank all the sponsors, like to thank DraftKings.com. Want to also give a special shout out to Manscaped.com and also LinkedIn Talent Solutions. Thank them as well. So all the people that make the State of the Saints podcast what it is, thank you so much. Really do appreciate the confidence you have in this show. Jules says that looked like a new studio and microphone, bro. Actually, it is a new microphone, man. It's not a new studio. I'm still in the same room, but this is a brand new microphone, okay? Shouts out to my station manager, Mr. Greg Kent, who actually believes in my dream, who supports me, gives me everything that I actually need to be able to, be an effective broadcaster. He blessed me, you know what I'm saying, with this stuff. He blessed me with some brand new mics, in this equipment. So it's good to have a station manager that believes in you, that supports you, that gives you the tools that you need, not just behind the mic, but also behind the scenes as well. I got some of the best teachers in the world. That teach me a lot of things at 90.9 FM out here in Hemingway, South Carolina. They teach me a lot, and I learn a lot, and they give me these resources. So I'm blessed. But thank you all once again. Hope everybody has a good morning, noon, night, whenever you're checking out this podcast. And like always, all I got to say is, who dat?